Founded by Max Gaines in 1944, EC, originally standing for Educational Comics, began by creating comics detailing American history and Bible stories. After Max's untimely death in 1947, his son Bill Gaines inherited the company, renaming it Entertaining Comics. In 1948, Gaines and his editor Al Feldstein, finding they had a mutual fondness for horror tales, began slipping some into their already running publications. By 1950, many of these publications were transitioned into new titles in genres such as fantasy, science fiction, and horror. It's in horror that EC has had one of its biggest impacts, with 3 simultaneous publications. These titles contained 4 stories per issue, and each featured its own host. The Vault Keeper for the Vault of Horror, The Old Witch for the Haunt of Fear, and The Crypt Keeper for Tales from the Crypt. Due to public concern, the Comics Code Authority was created in late 1954, banning depictions of sexuality, violence, and gore in comics, and, more specifically, preventing the use of the words horror, terror, and weird in their titles. Needless to say, EC's horror lineup ceased publication by early 1955. EC horror influenced film adaptations starting in the 70s and 80s. Though featuring stories by Stephen King, George A. Romero's 1982 film Creepshow took heavy influence from horror comics of the 50s. The film features a skeletal mascot, comic book segues, and bookending segments about a boy being punished by his father for reading a horror comic. Responding to the success of Creepshow, Romero created the TV series Tales from the Dark Side in 1983, helping to bring about a renewal of anthology TV shows and influence EC Horror's near future. Film producer Joel Silver attained the rights to EC Comics material in the 80s, producing the 1985 John Hughes film Weird Science, based on one of the stories from the eponymous comic book. Silver, partnering with directors Richard Donner, Robert Zemeckis, and Walter Hill, originally sought to make a feature film based on EC's horror library, but eventually decided upon a TV series. Tales from the Crypt ran for 7 seasons, from 1989 to 1996, attracting feature horror directors such as William Friedkin, Tobe Hooper, and Tom Holland, as well as celebrity directors like Tom Hanks, Michael J. Fox, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. The episode's cast included numerous stars and well-known character actors, far too many to name. By being broadcast on HBO, the show avoided censorship, allowing the scenes of sexuality and violence needed in adapting the stories for a new generation. Voiced by John Kassir, a ghoulishly decrepit Crypt Keeper hosted the show, making wisecrack puns to bring levity to the horror-filled half-hour. Many spin-offs and related productions were made, but none as successful as the TV series that spawned them. In January 2016, it was announced that filmmaker M. Night Shyamalan would be curating a revived Tales from the Crypt series for TNT's new 2-hour horror block, hosted by a redesigned Crypt Keeper and again based on the original comics. More than 60 years after its creation, the Crypt is opening again.